Alrighty, so osteoporosis. You want to know why you keep losing bone? Don't you think it would be a real good idea if somebody actually told you the reason that it happened to begin with, and not just said, well, here's your drug. There's a reason they do that in the medical profession. It's because, well, if they told you the reason, the cause, then you could correct it and you wouldn't need them anymore. God's honest truth, they killed 210,000 Americans last year. Wait, no, that was 2011. Last year they killed 56,000 with pain pills alone. Drugs do not work in the human body that is organic, at least not for long. Drugs are meant to be temporary. Now, in the case of osteoporosis, let me show you their way versus the correct way, or the new way of doing things. Now, their way is you get osteopenia, and you come in there and they say, oh, well, you've got osteopenia or osteoporosis, we need to put you on our new drug, right? So right now, all the rage is like Fosamax and all the derivatives thereof. Here's what's happened. When we lose bone mineral density, we lose it due to acidic conditions and a lack of use. See, bigger people that weigh more don't get, or they do not develop a lack of bone mineral density because their bone has to be there to support them. They're heavy. Weight-bearing exercise will increase bone mineral density due to an increase in growth hormone and the need for stronger bones. The problem with taking a drug to try to do what your body naturally does on its own is this. If you go to the doctor and you get your dose of Fosamax that's supposed to increase bone mineral density, they did not lie. That it will do. But the way it does it is a little different. See, in our bodies, we have two processes that happen in your bone. See, this is my buddy Bob. Do we look similar? He's my brother. In our bones, let's say you've got, what is this thing right here? Looks like a bone. Yeah, okay. So you have an osteoclast process, which brings new bone in, and it clasps it into the bone. And then you have osteoblast taking away old dead bone, right? Well, they look at this and said, if we make drugs to stop taking the old dead bone away, what will happen? We start the process. There will be more bone mineral density because new bone come in, old bone stay there. Well, you have better bone mineral density. This, they did quite well. The problem is old dead bone. It's kind of like, you ever seen really, really old concrete? It's been there so long that it has literally solidified and cracks. This is why you have an increased risk of fractures, because you've got a layer of old dead bone, then you got new bone, new bone, new bone, new bone, new bone, new bone. But that old dead bone right there is in your hip, and one day you don't fall and break your hip. You're walking around, the hip snaps, and you fall like you've been shot. This is why we in the new healthcare don't recommend things like Fosamax, because it just doesn't seem beneficial to break your hip with better bone mineral density. For some reason, that just seems like a laughable conclusion to wish to come to. So we came up with this weird theory that God's probably smarter than us, and that, well, the body was made to heal itself. And given the opportunity and the raw materials necessary to do so, it will rebuild. I know, it was a scientific epiphany that came to us, but that's pretty much the gist of it. So what we did is we started giving people a product which contains all your calcium, magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, boron, stromatin, everything made that bone is made of. Give the body the raw material, and then, if possible, we would want to alkalize it, since we know that acid causes the body to leach alkalizing minerals out of it, like calcium, making bones brittle. So one of the causes is acidosis, or an acidic condition, or drinking too many soft drinks. Or, if you take something and you shake it and it blows up, that is not a drink, that is a bomb. Don't drink the exploding stuff. It's not good for you. If it takes rust off of a bumper, you might not want to drink that. Honestly, if you drop a 10-penny nail in it and in 3 weeks the nail is gone, you may not have bone left. It may do the same thing to your bones. It's an amazing epiphany to some, but honestly. So, we alkalize with something called pH drops. Now, pH drops are so alkaline that they're corrosive, just like an acid. The difference is, see, in a pH test, on the top you have 14, in the bottom you have 0, which is very acidic, 14 being very alkaline, and in the middle you have 7, which is neutral, right? So the blood has to maintain 7.3 to 7.4 for you to maintain life. If you get below that, the blood cannot hold oxygen and you die of acidosis. Well, the body doesn't like to do that, so it prefers to live, and it pulls the calcium out of your bones to alkalize that soft drink you drank, and in the process makes your bones weak and gives you osteoporosis. Now, soft drinks aren't the only thing that do it, but there are many things that acidifies, but they are the main culprit. Now, when you have an acidic condition, not only is osteoporosis more likely, but you're also more likely to have asthma. You're also more likely to get cancer. And there are a myriad of other conditions, but those are the main ones that you really want to stop drinking soft drinks for. Now, given the body the raw materials necessary to rebuild, and then the pH balance it needs to maintain alkalinity so it doesn't have to pull the calcium from the bones or from the supplement you just took, what we have found is that when doing this with these ingredients and these products are unique to a company called Nutritional Healthcare. You can get them at nutritionalhc.com or nutricare.com. These products they're patented or patent pending. There's 38 of them, I think, and they were given a patent due to the pH balancing formula that is in the pH drops that alkalizes every single product. Now, when given the body these raw materials and this alkalization, we have seen that people's bone mineral density tends to increase by about 11% per year. Now, with that said, I must tell you that none of these products have been evaluated by the FDA, the ATF, MEC, ABC, CBS, or CNN, and they are not covered by your medical insurance, nor does Geico know what they are. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, or prevent, or cure any disease. These products are made to give your body the raw materials necessary to rebuild at a cellular level, because we think God is smarter than man. And we truly believe that when given the opportunity, the body prefers life over death. And furthermore, we believe that your genetic potential is somewhere around 120 years, and we're not living there because we toxify our bodies with some of the most horrible foods that you could possibly imagine. But we also believe that you can detox those and reach your genetic potential. If you don't believe me, stick around. See if I make it. So, the pH drops, alkalizing the body. Then there's one other thing that needs to happen, though. The hormones need to be present to do this. Now, how are we going to get the hormones present? Well, how about we increase growth hormone? Growth hormone being the master hormone and controlling all the others, telling them what to do. We know that growth hormone alone will increase bone mineral density. So why don't they give it to all patients who have it? Because it costs too much. In the perfect world, you could get a product called MK677. MK677 is going to run you about $100 for about a 3-month supply if you're dealing with osteoporosis. But the medical profession is not going to have that. It is a research chemical that is not for human consumption, even though that they've done 30 plus double-blind controlled placebo studies proving that it works. Don't mind that though. You might want to protect your freedom to do research though by going to my Body, My Choice to protect our research. That your signature could really be used if you want to be free and have a freedom of medicine from the monopoly that is killing you and your family. But we'll get into that later. The sick care system has decided that you can't have this right now unless you're a researcher. Another way is fasting. Intermittent fasting will increase growth hormone, or not fasting until you die, but fasting in general, going without food for at least 16 hours, boosts growth hormone. Growth hormone will then take these nutrients and help them to rebuild bone mineral density at a faster rate than even 11% per year. Now, with that said, there is another way. You could get fat. Fat people have increased bone mineral density simply because, well, they're fat. Truth be told, if you weigh more, you need the mineral density to keep your bones from breaking. Now, we don't really recommend you get fat because you're more likely to have a heart attack. And odds on it's true, who wants to do that? So, you could lift heavy weights instead of getting fat, which would be much more beneficial, increase your bone mineral density. Given it has the raw materials to do so, you alkalize your body and you have the proper amounts of growth hormone. That, my friends, I've seen lab reports which are probably completely and totally happenstance, because we know that the medical profession, they do their job so well. They haven't cured a single disease in 60 years except for possibly the one they called hepatitis. Isn't it amazing that they can make steroids that will put 25 pounds on a man in a month? But they can't make one single cure for one single disease in 60 years. Do you think maybe they're hiding something? I believe they are. I want to share with you their secrets. And if you stick with me, I promise you'll see them. Feel free to give us a call at 256-233-0073. You can text me at 256-497-0494. Email address is sethnhc@att.net. There will be many more videos like this to come. If you like them, please hit like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Things are going to get much more fun from here. Appreciate you.